Ford is now laying off a lot of people, and there is a sudden overnight layoff. 4,000 jobs in Europe and also several jobs in the United States. We are seeing layoffs over layoffs, and it's getting a little bit frightening if you ask me. And when 4,000 jobs are gone in just a snap in the European markets, something is up with the car industry. The automotive industry just isn't doing as well. And even big boy Tesla, given how strong the company has been, this year in 2024 has laid off 14 to 15% of their total employee headcount. They went from 140,000 to 121,000. And these numbers are only going to get lower and lower as time goes on. Unemployment rate is skyrocketing, guys. Unemployment rate in every single sector. In general, in America, unemployment rate is heading towards 5% most likely by the year's end. Same thing happening in Europe. This is happening internationally. And when you have the European workers having 4,000 being laid off, you know in America, it's about to get a lot worse, guys. It's no joke because even Ford is halting production of the electric F-150 Lightning until January. So that means a lot of these workers who work on the electric truck will no longer have a job. And it really sucks because it's the holiday season. You want to have a job. And especially when you have a job, you can actually pay for the holiday expenses like gifts, presents, travel trips. You get the idea. And it kind of sucks for a lot of these guys. I mean, getting laid off for like November and December, those are like the holiday months. And most likely the F-150 Lightning may not even be doing so well. So we could be seeing massive layoffs there. Now, there's a lot of inventories for a ton of these EVs. A lot of these companies jumped headfirst into the electric industry. The F-150 Lightning was supposed to be like this car that it sells easily. But I think Ford just kind of misunderstood their audience here. People who buy trucks and actually use them for work would not ever buy an electric truck. Electric trucks are cool. Like the Cybertruck is kind of cool. But do you actually think people are buying a Cybertruck to use it for work? Absolutely not. Most people buying a Cybertruck are because they're very techy or they're very finance rich or they're like a tech bro. They buy a Cybertruck. People who actually use their truck for things do not buy an electric truck. I think Ford, like a lot of other companies, are coming out with really odd vehicles that are not getting exactly high amount of sales, which is leading to high inventories. And people paying the price are going to be the engineers and the factory workers who make these trucks. So this is going to be shut down for the next month. And I don't really think they'll be expanding this anytime soon. And Nissan is another massive car company. I mean, they're cutting 9,000 jobs overnight in a very short amount of time. They're going into emergency mode. This is some scary stuff because Nissan is reporting some of the lowest car sales we've seen in decades. And these low sales are partly the reason of a lot of Americans, Europeans, just not buying that much car. There's a number of reasons. Affordability. Car prices have skyrocketed because inflation is so expensive. Many American households are facing unemployment. And of course, American households, when you have, let's say, a parent or somebody just not working anymore because they're laid off, chances are their first priority is not buying a new vehicle. Higher interest rates. Guys, I would love to buy a new car. I would love to trade in my Tesla for something else, but I can't because if I do it, interest rates are like 6 to 8%. It's so expensive right now. And if you look into what's the affordability and the car culture right now, it just seems like a lot of people, especially Americans, are not really buying that much car. And when you look into the interest rates, because this is one of the saving graces for a lot of these car companies, because if interest rates go down, car sales go up, and these companies can start expanding and start hiring. But guess what? Feds are pausing rate cut cycle in December, which is what a lot of people are expecting because the Jerome Powell, Federal Reserve guy, came out and said that the U.S. economy is doing pretty good and they're not in a hurry to cut rates. Now, first of all, I don't really believe the U.S. economy is in a really great position. So many small businesses are just shutting down and closing for good. And big businesses aren't really expanding either because it's so expensive. Let's see what happens next. This is a very scary time in the economy because we're already seeing very low sales for some of the biggest companies on planet Earth. And it's not just the automobile industry. Even in apparel and clothing, Nike and Adidas are reporting some very low earnings. In the banking sector, we're seeing Citigroup reporting the lowest earning in over a decade. It's not looking so great as layoffs are skyrocketing.